Yo,
Yo,
yeah. So you're gonna go see Brad or what?
absolutely. That's why I'm not going to take the acting class. Fuck that.
You know what? I understand.
Fuck that.
I understand.
Mm-mm. I got my
I understand.
big boy pants on today.
Uh-huh. I understand.
You know? Fuck that. I believe.
Yeah. Look, uh, you know, I put my own skin in the game before anyone.
No.
So
It's like that
I,
song by Common. It, back in the day, he had this album called Water for Chocolate. And in this verse, he goes,
that whole album is crazy.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that joint.
Nag Champa is his best song.
Man, bro.
Nag Champa,
Do you remember?
dude.
So,
And Invocation.
man, bro, for real.
People say
He's
it's
with
one
it.
of the best.
And he said it. It's like it don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine, bro. It's a fact. It takes like about 2 seconds. So I recognize.
Yeah, those Kanye adjacent albums were fire.
I don't know.
But yeah, that like Water for Chocolate, I think it's a green album with the girl drinking out of the
Yep.
black only fountain.
Yep. With the white
Yep.
stripes. Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
Amazing album.
Nag Champa was crazy. And then he had that track with MC Light about how he's like the pimp or whatever, and she's like, "Ooh, I'll pimp you instead."
It was
Like,
hard.
yeah, so hard. MC Light, dude. She killed that track.
Man. He's such a talented, rapper. Like for sure. You got me getting ready to put that fucking album on right now. Just so I can get the vibe going in the crib. So what's the plan for the day? Change the world. Make
Yeah.
make a
I
ripple.
gotta prepare myself for these people to call me back.
Oh yeah. What kind of
You
mind
know what I
state are
mean?
you getting in for that?
Look, when you look at the team, you always start with the team, right? They've done things before in the past with technology, right? First of all, is this their first rodeo? Absolutely not. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, I know what they want to achieve, and it's right there in that ethos.io. Did you have a chance to read what they're trying to do? Or do you understand kind of what's going on with this?
Uh, yeah, basically rebranding because they're tanking. I also seen some other stuff in the news about FTX as well. So I think a lot
Yeah,
of it's happening to a lot of people.
yeah.
So I understand the dynamic of having to save people from going completely under, but isn't that kind of the same construct of Terra Luna or some of those things? Like rugging?
Yeah. Well, right now, let's look at a few scenarios. One scenario is you just allow them to dissolve and nobody gets anything, right? Or someone else takes it over, right? And so if you think that someone taking it over is worth more than just dissolving it and leaving everyone with nothing, then who are the people who could pull that off? Wells Fargo might be one, right? Or insert multinational bank, right? Coinbase could be another. Crypto.com is another. I don't know, maybe Robinhood, right? Who else would be out there that could actually do this? Can't be Binance, right? I don't think you
Guaranteed
do
to
it.
be them.
Huh?
Guaranteed Binance.
Yeah. So it's
The,
like there's only a
the
handful of
question
people.
is who wouldn't? And they're all need that connection and wanted it from the beginning when they fucking started it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, the undisputed history is that Shingo and another co-founder created the technology that was acquired by Voyager that powers the platform itself. So of all the people to be able to, have the knowledge of how to operate something like this, it might be the people who built the original technology.
Right back into their hands.
So there's a lot of people bidding on the assets, right? And they filed a motion because they don't believe that their bid is being taken seriously or given the same look as everyone else who's bidding.
Right, because it's not even a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because you're gonna save your ass. And then with that, are you willing to become the new shit shovel? Because that's what you're gonna have to be in these spaces. And do you believe in them enough to shit on whatever it is that you're backing? Or do you have
See,
enough skin to stay thick? Does that make any sense? Stay thick in the game.
how do you maintain your integrity?
Right.
How might you interact with the world in a way that maintains your integrity? If I can't do this without maintaining my integrity, I can't do this at all.
And it goes to you being the pointer and not the scapegoat, and then you save your integrity by I guess, like you said, walk into it making them expose themselves, because
Yeah,
exposure makes them vulnerable just like you, but at
yeah.
the same time it makes the people build that connection that they need to invest again, or to feel like they're going to elevate themselves above whatever fucking trauma they suffered from before, right?
Well, when you say invest again, maybe investigate is what would be the initial thing, is to promote people investigating in it. And then when they uncover dead bodies in the basement, addressing those dead bodies. I noticed on your blah, 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 this. Okay, let's talk about it. What did you notice? Is this a concern? And are you being wishy-washy about the answer?
Right.
Because
And then when you can't fill in the blanks, you go back to just like dude did the other day and say, hey, you either believe in fucking Richard Hart or you don't. You either understand or you don't. Because if you don't put up more than you should, then you shouldn't. And then you stay clean. Feed them what they
that's it.
told you.
That's it. Like, I wouldn't run that community any differently than the way I talk to you guys right now. Or that would be my goal. Does that make sense? Right?
Well, I mean, in a way, because all things are influenceable, Mike. And that's some big dog bread if they're going to throw it at you for real. You better not take nothing but some
And
commas,
and
daddy. If
and so
you got
that's,
a
yeah,
switcheroo,
common, right?
look, don't you let your integrity play you out that paper, bro. I'm not, you listen. I understand what these billion-dollar corporations do. You better Joe Button your motherfucking ass off right now. You know what I'm saying? If anything. And the same thing goes for you, Peter. Whatever kind of monumental success you gravitate towards because of their door, oh, yeah, you fucking kick it in. You keep that traction going. And if for a second you gotta what do they say, Will Smith it, or because or I don't know if they say what the underground is like, yo, you Will Smith, and you doing that hero shit, but you got to do that shit. So put your fucking hero and your cape on and run in that burning building and fucking get that paper.
So
Those
I'm
are the two
successful at
sides
the
of it,
moment
right?
because I'm in bed. But pardon me. It's
Yeah, I mean, like,
5:40 in the morning. I'm waiting for a call from my boss. I'm assuming I'm not going to work today because we've got fucking rain, lightning, and all sorts of shit going on at the moment.
did they?
So ask what is your old lady say your color your cape is gonna be, Mike?
It's the first thing you ask yourself is, can I even if I wanted to do what they're asking,
Uh-huh.
can I do it?
Right.
Right? That's the first thing I ask myself. Am I capable of doing what they want?
I
Right.
like
You
that
have
though.
to
Hold
know.
on, hold on.
Not
Even if I
bullshitting
wanted to.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, they're not asking for, it's not a small ask, it's a tall order, right? They know that. But these people have a track record of delivering on tall orders. And if you were going to make an attempt, wouldn't you make it now at the bottom of the market?
Yes, and you could fucking very well be a part of the team that brought them back in that, and that's amazing. And which just shows that your general level of what is it, that Rosicrucian alchemy kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Manifesting type of shit. Right now has pulled them motherfuckers to clean it up, and that's what you're trying to do, my nigga. Like, you're cleaning up, and even if they didn't want to, they'd have to gravitate it because that's what space you're in, and you're a part of that. So it's like, oh, this continuum just gave it to me. Well, I'll fucking take it. You didn't know that I wanted to be a part of, breaking in something new.
Right.
And you fucking, you came to me. Now I got to really put my foot down and say, let's fucking let everybody see what's under the hood of this bitch, since you want me to be a part of it. If you want me to be a part of it, break it down, motherfucker. Yeah.
It's it's interesting how things happen fast, right?
Do you
You know,
really think that? Do you think that, or do you see that you're doing a million motherfuckers in this space a huge service by implying hope into their lives, which is something you can't put a fucking price on, Mike. And that shit's gonna get paid in in full.
he asked me, what's your experience building communities? I was like, one sec. All right, so I sent you a link. Right. And that link shows you the number of participants we've had in our spaces, from 169 to 17 to 14 to 52 to 350, right? I'm not going to bullshit you. I haven't had a billion people in here, but I've had people walk through and they keep coming back because they get something from us that they can't get anywhere else. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who can claim to do a lot more than I've done in this regard, and that's fine, right? What I was trying to do is tell him how I would do it, which is to have the founders come on and say their piece. And through the crucible of cross-examination, people decide what they want to do. And if that means the initial step is an investigation, great. Tell me all of your questions, comments, and violent disagreements. Right? Hey, Peter, you do AI art? Yeah? All right, so who the fuck cares? Joe Rogan cares. Oh, okay, well, tell us more. Right.
Facts.
Oh, and not to say that we wouldn't care about Peter if he didn't have it, but it helps. Right? I'm a Joe Rogan fan. Just I'm taking it one conversation at a time. You feel me?
Absolutely.
One conversation at a time. But if the guy says, hey, we want to offer you, so the email that would come back is either thanks, no thanks, or thanks, we want to introduce you to Shingo and the rest of the founders. Right? Or it'll be offer.
Are you
Right?
allowed to document this process for yourself and somehow monetize off of this, because it's what is, you're conjuring. I don't know.
Yeah, you see that.
You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
making shit happen out of nowhere and the ether. And is it because they're on the big corporate end? Is there something against you documenting the process of their yeses, their nos? Like, hey, this is what I do. You're coming at me, and you know what I mean? Like, as far as the all of it.
Hold on, let me just finish peeing.
Don't shake too hard. It's worth when you're playing with it.
What's funny is I wanted to pee before the meeting, and then I was like, shit, it's 3:31. Fuck, all right, fine. Oh yeah, that was amazing. Huh. Is there anything? There's not that many things better than a good pee.
No, there is not.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like of all
It's,
the things, you ever just sit there and pee and be like, "This is fucking amazing."
yes, it's comparable to orgasmic in times.
You look. Sometimes I think you ever compare them in your head when you're peeing?
Absolutely.
Thought I was
Absolutely.
the only one. Sometimes if I have a really good pee, I'm like, man, how did this? Because this is lasting longer than the orgasm. You know what I mean? The orgasm
Yeah,
is only
you're
a few
right.
seconds. This really good pee can last for like 30 seconds.
That's exactly how I think.
Dude,
Swear.
I do this asshole thing with Allie, where when she needs to go pee, like I'll get in her way, right? And I'll be like, just get in her way and be like, she's like, get out of the way. I'm like, no, no, no. Like, hey, I have a question to ask you. She's like, get out of the way. I'm like, no, 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 but it's really important. And then when she finally gets on the toilet to pee and she's like, exhaling, I'm like, see how I made your experience with life better? Don't you feel how good you feel? That was me. I did that.
My delay was your pay.
But you're right about everything you're saying, right? It's, dude, there's a reason why I gave up my licenses probably like over a decade ago now, when I think about it. It's because I couldn't trust any of the companies that I was representing to do right by their people, which is the people I was selling to. And that's why I got out. So I'm kind of at that juncture again.
Where you can change it.
Well, the reason I got out is because of inflation. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
you could feel the
because of,
harm that it was doing.
I didn't feel like I could sit across from someone at their kitchen table and continue to be honest with them. And it took me a long time to it took me years to you know, research all the way back to, because I went from selling to teaching the licensing class. So you have to have a license to sell life insurance in Ontario, which is where Toronto is, and you had the licensing exam. And so it's only when I started teaching the licensing exam for life insurance that I was like, oh, fuck, right? Because when you start teaching stuff, like you really have to know it. Does that make sense? Because people ask you questions and students are intelligent. And you're like, well, that's a good point. I wonder what, and you, right? And then you start researching and researching and reading theses and blah, blah, blah. And then when I realized that the numbers showed that no hedge fund outperforms the S&P index over a time span of 15 years or more, I was like, all right. So who's taking advantage of that thesis? And that was Jack Bogle. Jack Bogle created Vanguard, basically. Vanguard, which has $4 trillion under management right now. And he did it by saying, we're not good enough to time the market, so I'm just going to buy the S&P 500. That's it. That was their whole strategy. $4 trillion 40 years later. Well, 60 now.
That's huge.
This guy wrote his thesis for Princeton in like 1956. And he said that if you look at the performance of all of these funds, they do not outperform the S&P over a time span of 15 years or more. So our genius investment strategy is to just buy whatever is on the S&P 500 today. We're just going to buy the all-star team of companies. That's our investment strategy.
Right. Just sit back and fucking wait. We know.
That's it, right? And when I realized that one, the market could not be timed, and two, I wasn't necessarily confident in the way that companies were managing and leveraging their reserves, I couldn't sit in front of a client and say, this is what you should do with your money. Because if I can't, with any, If I can't assure you that the company's still going to be there, how can I take your money?
And that's what it's about, I think, is people reaching inside to see a bigger picture. And that isn't, is that capitalism or realism? Realism, at that point, because you're doing what's best for them and you.
Look, there's a lot of people who are driving around in very nice cars from an industry that I left. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those people are in Ferraris now. And God bless them. Right? It just, I was able to make a sale, but I couldn't follow through. Does that make sense? Because there was something inside that didn't allow me to do it.
Mm-hmm. And I feel strong about that too. Like, it's a fucking lie. It's such a fucking lie. Insurance and the whole regime of, this retroactive policy bullshit. I think it's the greatest Ponzi scheme that was ever created.
My Colombian friend would say it's very dark. Oh, that's dark, he would say. Oh, shit. Those motherfuckers, that shit is dark.
Right. Well, it is, hey, they made the money out of the dark, right? And
Yeah, you're not lying.
if we can fucking figure out some way to turn that darkness into a service of light,
It seems improbable, but I think it's worth failing at.
yes,
I think it's worth failing at.
fucking right. Yes. How I couldn't have put the fucking, it is worth failing at. Holy shit. Gee, that just fucked my head up. Sorry, man. Because my heart is like,
No, because we work in an environment where climatic patterns don't allow us to control the entire universe, which means that we cannot say with any certainty X, Y, or Z.
right. But it'll feel fucking great to fail at it.
Or we
Amazing.
can say, you know what? Well, I remember my friend's mom said this. She worked for NASA. Is it better to lose or quit?
Mm. Mm. I know that's right. It's so far better to lose than quit.
And I think losing is such an integral part of success. It's crazy.
Right. And nobody wants to do the losing. We all want to do the winning.
Well, it's the
But
same like stand up, right? People would love to go on stage and make people laugh, but the potential for embarrassment leads them to stay in the audience. And that's okay. Not many people can handle the stage. That's fine.
You're right. Oh, yo, Mike, text me that questionnaire that you sent Sandra. I didn't get it. I want to
Oh,
work on
yes.
that.
I have to, I'm going to update that book.
That
And then,
idea. It's real. It's real. Because you ask the question on the inside, and it's true for everybody. And we just had Dan in here, and I could feel it inside my gullet. Before he could even fucking finish it, he said, oh, the bill. The bill. And that isn't like it's embedded in all of us to have that worry and to know that we're getting fucked. And I love when you were speaking, I heard you even speak of it, and I can't remember who was in the room, but it was like one of the major reasons to stay true in your country is because they believe in you guys enough to have a system of healthcare that is, viable for people. You can fucking actually survive. Whereas in America, their structure is do or die.
Real life.
Much rather you die. So Dan is there in Ohio, and his life is in his fucking hands based on what what tier of coverage he has. You know, that is where you're accepted based on the tier of coverage, because there's levels of fucking coverage and where you're respected in a hospital, whether they say it or not. You walk in there and you got fucking standardized Medicare or whatever, they kind of look
Yeah.
at you like, oh, you're gonna get, you know, you're
We,
gonna get
we
the fucking bowl of the dice to get your surgeon, you know. Well,
we do get taxed and stuff on it, but I mean, it's not too bad because, like, it does.
it,
You know, if you're fucked up, then they're gonna take care of you, and you're not gonna have to worry about the bill. Like, that's the beauty of it.
there in your country,
Yeah, and it's not
right?
just
Yeah,
here. It's the same in a lot of countries. I think across Europe and stuff as well. And I don't know why
right.
America is so like anti. I
I don't
guess it's all
know.
the
They call it
communism stuff. It's like
socialism.
socialism.
Yeah,
But
they
bro,
keep
like,
saying that word, and I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? Why are you putting that word on it? I think it's just called right. Stupid.
yeah, like how what price do you want to put on human life, man?
Sounds fucking right to me. It's like, wait a minute, you mean we're getting taxed for shadow money and fucking wars, and you cocksuckers can't put out a basic plan? Like, just the
Oh,
basic joint. And if you want to step up and get a big one, go ahead. You know.
but you know, forgive student loan debts and all that because why not? And forgive all the debts that all these right wing, what was it, like politicians and stuff have because why not? But hey, human life, fuck that.
Yes. Yes. But
It's a unique moment, right? And you saw a taste of it with the website, right? Where it's like, all right, so you have the idea, great. All right, let's do it. All right, let's go back on Spaces and let's test it out in front of actual users. All right, guys, the users like it. They could have hated it, but it turns out they liked it. And then I asked Web3, hey, Web3, how complicated would it be to offer people the ability to buy from the page? And I was like, all right, well, that's all I need to know.
Howdy.
Hey,
Oh,
we're talking about no.
yeah, I saw the domain was taken. Oh well. I feel like I'm being bullshitted, quite frankly. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but I don't know anything, you know?
It's bullshit until it isn't,
I don't know.
you know?
I've always throughout my life just felt like my life was a tremendous joke to everybody else. I've always tried to be kind to everybody, no matter what. And no matter how ganged up I felt, or ganged up on I felt, or being made fun of by kids because I'm autistic, and I mean, I didn't have a very good childhood. I didn't have a lot of, well, we didn't have any money really. I got picked on at school all the time for just torn clothing and no coat in the winter and that sort of shit. So I worked pretty hard up to a point to not be bitter about that, going through college and law school and law journal and all that shit. And, I don't want to end this cycle where it started with feeling like the village idiot that everybody picks on and laughs at. So I like to I prefer to pick projects where people are serious and they're well intended and they're not laughing behind their hands at me because I don't have their sophistication or their beauty or their inside knowledge. And I just rather I have to be at peace with myself. And I notice that most of those people that kind of work like a clique are soulless, empty, unbalanced, and just pathetic. And I'm really glad that the syndicate isn't like that. It means a lot to me to have such good friends.
I mean, if we ever start lying to each other, that's when everything falls apart.
Oh,
You know what
I
I mean?
totally agree.
right?
1,000. 1,000.
If we owe each other anything, it's our truth, whether it's true or not.
Although if it were up to me, everybody would dox themselves. But because as far as I know, you and I are the only ones that have, truly doxed themselves to the group. I mean, I know who you are. You're a recruiter, right? They know my name. My name's right here.
You know my name. My name's right here, baby.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. No, I meant you too, Ryan. I'm sorry. But
I'm all the way doxed, you fox.
You're the foxy babe. You are.
We're doxed up out these streets, ready to take over.
But a lot of people
And
aren't.
Nilf, it's as serious as we take it, and it should be fucking fun. Anything that we do, and it feels fun. And
Yeah, I think
we're
this one too.
yeah, like we're fucking. It feels good backing you in any situation, whether it's a troll or whatever the fuck it is. But it's as serious as we make it, and it feels good to have something not serious be serious, right? Is that weird? That's fucking such a weird irony, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
To be
Well, at the same
seriously
time,
not
like,
serious.
well, like I started really learning how to talk to people and came into my own when I did stand up. So to me, like, laughter is a way to get at the truth.
Yeah. I guess that's one way.
And people might not take it seriously because they're laughing. Doesn't mean I don't take it seriously. I might be laughing, but doesn't mean I don't take it seriously,
Right. I just don't want to continue making the cosmic level of mistakes that I've made since changing out my life and
Mhm.
coming to Miami and all that. It's just very bleak.
What I've been learning is to unthink the thought, arrest that shit, and fill it in with Dan's voice or the fact that I heard Brad walk away with his fucking dream built, or I was on the line and watched you build, a following with people who are willing to dump their NFTs and be represented by NILF. So just fill that void with that bullshit. Arrest that thought, throw it under the fucking ground, and say there is nothing more treasured than the unknown. Everything else I fucking knew is worthless. Now I have to make the fucking unknown my treasure. Like I gotta fucking see past what I already did. Like I don't know you, so I need to know you.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Like everything else we've done, I think, is what leads to us just saying, hey, fuck it. I like this unknown shit. I really do. And I'm safer in the unknown because in the unknown, what your boy say? Or I don't know if it was him, but in the unknown, you make the present valuable because you're humbled by your past and sometimes you're bound by it.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're
Yeah.
right. I don't mean to sound terse. I just my level of
No.
autism, the lack of certainty in my existence currently. I've never been this feeling completely out of control of my own affairs, and my autism does not fucking handle that very well, and it's incredibly hard for me. And I know everybody's got their own cross to bear. I'm not pretending I'm better than anyone else or that my problems are worse or being a drama queen. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what to do with the limited resources and emotional resilience that I have left because I'm pretty tired.
You got this, Sandra. And
Hey, Danny.
hey, and well, I hope the best.
Okay. Thanks. Anyway,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bring down the energy of the room, Mike.
No.
Let's talk about something else. Ryan, how are your projects going?
Oh man, one of them is going over well. I have a website and some ideas and stuff that I shot over to Mike.
Cool.
My travel plans, where I was supposed to go do my seed stuff, is kind of blown back. I had a mishap, or should we say, not a mishap. You put your trust in people and they don't fucking pay you
Oh my God.
in this game. So it's kind of back to the drawing board for me right now. But, you know, positive in all lights, because I know, man, I've lived a fucking amazing life. And this shit's like a movie to me. No bullshit. It really is. But yeah,
That's
if
terrible.
yeah, Mike's gonna shoot me over that plan that you guys just went over before you jumped on NILF, and we're gonna try more fun experiments. You know what I mean? Experiment until this fucking shit feels right and takes off.
And Ryan, by the way, I don't know what's wrong with me. I keep forgetting to mention you when I'm talking, and everything that we're doing with NELP is primarily, you and Melody, and I'm assuming you're going to be doing the if we do a podcast, you'll be doing that with us from time to time when your schedule allows that.
I'm with whatever. Like I'm with whatever. I know that listening to my energy is something that I've always been well with doing, and then you get to these spots in your life where you're like, I shouldn't. And this energy we have in the syndicate is real. Like I don't y'all know that shit. We like y'all like if you had a fucking girlfriend back in high school, you spent hours on the fucking phone. Like you gonna hang up? You hang up. No, you hang up. Till your parents was cussing you out. Like you better get off that goddamn telephone. And that's what this shit feel like. This shit feel like that. Like I don't want to miss this shit, and I want to be a part of some shit. And not only that, but man, like the learning and I mean it's just awesome. I learned from you, Sandra. I learned from Melly, um everyone, and it's just amazing how cool it is. Web3, yeah, you be talking that shit. I know what it is, country boy. you know Lagatha, you ain't really gave me no good stuff except for that nanas I'd like to fuck. That shit crushed my heart right there. I was loving that. But yeah, you get to learn all this cool shit and be a part of something that is real outside of tangibility, which is that's faith. We walk on faith in this fucking room because we're jumping past our fears when we reach out and talk, which is the opposite of I mean, faith is the opposite of fear. So that's it right there. We're walking in faith in this room, and yeah, I like that shit. I like the good vibe it gives me. The confidence I feel when I get to go say, hey, yo, I just got talked to about fucking Hegel. And my boy's like, who the fuck is that? And they wouldn't give a shit. But I do. It's like it's a
Yeah,
good cloud. It's a good cloud to
it's
walk
real
on.
easy. Hegel bad, Kant good.
Right. Or just listening, because I try to eat the meat and throw away the bone. So what works for me is what works for me. I don't try to push it past any limits and cram too much. I can get the gist of whatever it is.
I can't either, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, you dive into your level, and then if it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not. But you'll have an understanding of the perception that someone is, trying to convey to you.
Right.
They're trying to convey their perception to you based off of um, uh, name drop Terry Pratchett, and you're not used to listening to Dungeons and Wizards and fucking realms and dimensions. So you're in third field, like you're not even there, But
Oh yeah.
being able to, eat my meat and throw away the bone of what it is for me is what this space is about and why it feels good, like we're walking on a cloud, like it feels we're with a fucking old girlfriend when you're 13 and you can't get off the phone, or you got to keep checking in, like what the fuck is going on? Somebody's gonna do something because you fucking feel that shit, and I know everybody does.
Yeah,
If
it's
I'm
a
lying,
reality
stop me.
TV show. No, I believe you. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like an endless reality TV show, and I go back on Twitter after the other session, and just a bunch of lunacy and weird things, and I just feel like everybody knows something but me, and it's like a really weird, like, I feel like there's like a private joke about me, and I don't know. You know, I have no idea. Like, I know it's about me. I know I have like a uh, doomy,
I have,
an apprehensive feeling about even going on. I mean, no one's saying anything to me. I don't know. I just have this creepy feeling on Twitter. Not the Syndicate, of course, but just in general. No one said anything to me. I'm just saying. I just, I think my time on Twitter is going to start winding down because it's just uh it's the quality of my life is diminishing, and my mental health is not doing very well right now.
that I fully understand. Um, as experiences, I did join many different, let's say, different types of spaces, and yeah, it can affect. It can really affect you mentally, especially if you're focus driven to types of drama, types of arguments, types of people. It becomes rough at that point. And
Well,
who's to say if
here's the
it's real or
thing.
not?
Here's the thing, Danny. Well, none. It's all this bullshit. Okay, except for the Syndicate, it's bullshit. But aside from that, I never used to be even even argumentative. Like I not the way I can be now. I mean, I'm usually quite mild mannered, and I try to go along to get along. And I don't know whether it's because I changed a lot of things at one time, or I don't know, but I just, my personality has become very, I'm not calm and sweet anymore. I'm more like uh oh, I don't know. And
Yeah,
I feel
your
like
bullshit fuse
I'm
got.
surrounded by enemies, is what I feel like. I feel like
Yeah,
there's conspirators conspiring against me, and I better do something about it, or I'm gonna, so I've gotten to the point where I'm I'll hang out with the Syndicate people, but I'm not really, and I'll hang out with whoever I have to talk to for the projects and things. But, I'm going to have to start curating who I talk to, because I find people taking advantage of me, and I feel paranoid on Twitter, you know? So I'm just going to look at it as something professional and not where my friends are, except for you guys, because I just, I can't put my finger on it. I just feel like I literally feel like everybody's out to gaslight me until I fucking kill myself. And I feel very haunted by that, and it's a real problem for me. And I sound bananas. I'm sure that if this recording is ever used in some manner someday, they will say, yeah, she just, poor thing, just lost her mind. But I feel like I'm in a game, and the game is to see, how much can bored people torture me until, they're finding my body in a construction bag in the bathroom here because I overdosed on drugs, and I didn't want to make a mess. You know what I mean?
yeah.
No.
You probably need a stability or something else like that. So maybe a removal from spaces and going back to a type of normality could probably help too. But I don't know. I don't know at all. And it sucks. I would love to know what kind of people you're speaking to, because they
Well,
seem very, very negative. But
well, I'm working. I'll work on not being negative, Danny. I don't know. I mean, I think there are people that know exactly what I'm talking about. Not here, of course, but I'll just have to live my life, and eventually, like everything else, I'll get bored uh, with toying with me, and they'll do what they're going to do and move on. You know?
I think Well, I mean, ignoring them could be good, or maybe that's what they want. It's
Well,
really all
I'm not going to
depends.
ignore
But
them. I'm not going to
yeah,
engage them either. And what I'm saying
good.
to you is just like a TV show that's interesting, and then the interest wears off because people are shallow, and the sort of people that delight in playing with their food and terrorizing it before they kill it are the type of people that will generally like move on after something's boring. So I'll just be boring. What else? I have my friends. That's really on Twitter. I don't need anybody else. I'll just do my job, mind my own business, not get involved in any drama, and just, asses and elbows. And I just have to take a different view of Twitter. I mean, I used to be wide-eyed and optimistic, and never again.
It's maybe because of the space, well, the syndicate space you were in, you were more comfortable to interact with us than others. Because I can give you an example. I won't say names at all, but one of the beginnings of the spaces, there was this guy that was always focused on COVID or conspiracy theories and everything else like that. And he used to completely bash people for his own benefit, for his own fun or anything else like that. And he's still going, but he's kind of getting the wrong type of clout from what I see. He probably loves it at that point, but people now, because he's in everybody's heads right now, so he's loving it, and people are probably just assuming that he's doing this for clout, blah 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 blah. But it makes a bad community at that point. And I shilled the syndicate space to another space, but I said it wasn't a shill. It's just I said it was an awesome, an awesome space with very like-minded, intelligent people that likes to interact about new creations and stuff. And yeah,
Hey, Dave, does his name start with a K?
yep. Webb, you know it.
Oh yeah,
And it finishes with a Mar.
yeah, and I laughed so hard when I listened to that room, and I just, he's never allowed me to speak, but it would end up being an argument no matter what I said. So
Oh yeah, and it's to each its own. It's to each its own. People love that. It's like a state of junk food or anything else like that. Somewhat, I kind of liked it to the interactions he had. Not him specifically, but some people that was there that had some common sense. But overall, it was too much. I can just stand 1 minute or two, and then I have to get out.
Yeah, I only talk to you guys. I try to go into other spaces and I'm like out in about 5 seconds. It's very difficult. You guys make it difficult to go into other spaces.
Yeah, I go to fuck with Big Mar and Wealth. There's some culture groups talk about Bitcoin and stuff, but I haven't been in there for a while. But normally I just jump in here all day. I'll be in here until one of them shout me out, But yeah, this is it for me. I mean, I don't feel any, like, I'm not saying that spaces suck, you know what I'm saying, or I shouldn't. It's just, you build this relationship quality in this room, and it's good shit, right?
Yeah.
Hey, it's being comfortable with each other and stuff. You can say the most, I'm not going to say foul, but the most weirdest crap ever, and somebody will probably just say, hey, I found an idea in whatever crap you were just talking about right now.
Yeah, it sounds like me.
Oh, and also and I'm sorry, Hurls. Very quickly, I do not want to fully talk about it, but I did talk about Michael about a project I'm trying to implement that could be fun and could be an advancement on NFTs and stuff. So, but I won't bore you all. You can go, Hurls.
No, go ahead. Okay, all right. So we're just going to talk about sort of some of the things that were touched on. I was listening through of Five Prong while I was doing some other stuff. And I think it's very interesting because I'm hearing it, some similarities, Sandra, among a lot of other people that I've been talking to in spaces at times. And one of the things I'm noticing is like if I'm thinking of it personally as like this is my mind. This is I'm allowing my mind to sort of entangle with certain other people. If I'm getting negative influences and stuff like that, then I'm starting to unfollow those types of people, or essentially I'm seeing spaces like can I benefit it, or how can it sort of risk me going down these rabbit holes into these dark places, into these sort of conspiracy type places, which essentially in your subconscious builds a level of anxiety if you start to, believe or, let it entangle too deeply with your mind. And I'm noticing a difference. Like, so I want it to benefit. I want spaces to benefit me. I don't want it to sort of risk my mental stability, because I see there's definitely a lot of risk there when you open yourself up, because essentially that's what you can do in these types of spaces. So I think it's important that you come up and say what you're saying, because I don't get that from when you speak and when you tell your stories. And from personal experience, when I've had similar types of things that you've had, I was on medication at one stage there when my level of paranoia was building up, but I wasn't aware of it. I'm all off that stuff now, but it was misprescribed in a sense that it was one example of, and I ended up in hospital because of the crap. But so yeah, it's definitely your body maybe saying something that's happening in your life that might have to keep in check, because that's what it was doing to me. In hindsight, I felt that's what my body was doing for me. So it's just a good time when you feel, and it's good to, if I wish that I was aware of what was going on at the time, that I could have been more aware of it, because I just thought I was doing the right thing because I was following my doctor's advice. And then after everything happened, it was like, oh no, you shouldn't have been taking it that way. And they read the bottle and everything like that, and I was like, this is what I was doing. So yeah, it's things like that.
Yeah, I had something happen similar. They when I was with my ex, but my ex was with me, and he noticed a behavioral change. Like they put me on a medication, and it just made me very I don't want to say manic, but I was talking a lot. I was talking a lot, and I was sleeping like very little for like a week. And he finally called the nurse from my doctor's office, and told them what he was seeing, and they're like, take her off right the fuck now. She's having an adverse reaction. And but I don't have that now. So I don't think I'm taking anything that would, I don't know. Anyway, I'll look into it. Thanks.
Do you have any places to unleash the beast in a way, verbally or borderline physically?
I'll be fine. I appreciate your comment, but I'll be fine.
Oh, that's fine. But if ever you feel like talking, I think the best way too, it's just expressing yourself more than anything else, and just keep it to. I mean, keep it inside, because yeah, experiences holding certain emotions inside of you does not help at all.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
And
with Danny on that one.
yeah, and also, Michael created a chat space for the Syndicate. That's awesome.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to. Believe it or not, I'm an extremely conservative person who does not like to talk about her person. This is like the most open I've been in my life, and it's very embarrassing and mortifying in a way. But I'm very worried about what I might do, and I don't have anything.
Well, at least you're comfortable to express it among us,
I'm
so that's
not. I'm
great
not.
too. Oh, I mean, okay. So
Yeah,
so
I
if it
appreciate.
doesn't help, you're better off. I don't know. Maybe I don't even know, because you can ask for professional help in a way, but or somebody that you really entrust on talking with, but I don't know.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it. I'll be fine. I just gotta pull my shit together, and I don't know, see what I can do.
You're a tough person, so I'm actually in a way shocked of maybe the interactions you had
Well,
beforehand.
you shouldn't be shocked because a person can
No,
only take so much.
of course, I would fully agree. I would highly agree on that.
Yeah, I mean, we're all human beings. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, right? And um, like I hear what you're saying, Sandra, and I feel like I feel in a sense like some of the things you're saying is like, wow, I've had the exact same thoughts in my life at certain times. And in hindsight, when I look back at those sort of things, um, I was doing the same thing over and over, like repeating the process. Okay, I'm getting to a point, and like as they say, like doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You know what they say about that, but so then I started looking into things differently, and I gave myself a break and broke myself down and started rediscovering myself and things like that. And Twitter Spaces for me has been an awesome journey, but as soon as I stepped into it, within 5 minutes, I was like, wow, amazing potential. My mind just, new universe created in my mind type thing, the journey. And then I was like, wow, the risks. This place could really tear a person apart if that person lets it. So I think it's important that we're responsible and we use it for our personal gain, but also when we have that energy, we share that energy with others. And that's what the Syndicate does, about sharing experience.
Yeah, no, I appreciate what you're saying. Yeah. Anybody doing anything fun this week?
Work, school. I don't think that's really fun. But work on a boat. That's always a bonus.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you can do that. That's cool.
But it gets pretty hot. Pretty hot in a boat.
Yeah, I don't
So
that I noticed that. I mean, I've seen shows like I have a acquaintance that has a catamaran with his wife, and they had it they had it on YouTube, uh, Gone with the Winds, and they have since moved on to like electric boats or some other stuff. But it looks like it could get very uncomfortable. But I grew up without air conditioning anyway, so what most people would think is ungodly, I'm kind of like, it's a typical day.
habit. How about anyone? How about you, Sandra? Anything special this week?
Not really. I'm gonna not really. No, I just have to do some job hunting and um, just sell some more stuff and try to keep busy.
Job hunting is so boring, right?
Well, it's difficult for me because I've been out. I've had, although I've had my own law office for 29 years. My license is in New Jersey, and I can't take the Florida bar for another like 6 months because it just like passed, and I didn't realize it. And my state doesn't have reciprocity with Florida, so I can only do like if I had to make an appearance down here, I could only do like federal court. I can't do state court, and I don't have the legal background to work at any of the big Florida firms. Like the big, these people should be on TV type places. I mean, I only went to I went to a second tier law school, so there's a lot of because I was going to stay in New Jersey all my life, and no, I didn't really think about you know life changes. But anyway, I guess I just bit off more than I can chew, and now I'm like suffering the consequences of that, and that's life.
Yeah, but there's like others. So like you still want to get back in that industry by the sounds of it. Like, couldn't you do it on the back end of things like consulting and things like that? Um,
Yeah, no, you're right, and I'll figure it out. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the practice of law in terms of trying cases. I like doing the research. I like doing the discovery. I like there's a lot of stuff. I like the pretrial work. But it's where I'm best leveraged. Like, I think that, cybersecurity and cryptocurrency and law are all going to intertwine in such a way that if I wanted to, I could probably find a niche and probably find some things to do in it. I just haven't had any opportunity yet, so to speak. I mean, talking about it, I have, but I mean, in terms of an opportunity that pays well enough so that I can pay rent. You know what I mean?
Now, what's your sense of urgency on getting a job? Like, do you want to start tomorrow, or are you just in no rush, or
Oh,
just sort of going to put your feelers out?
probably. I mean, I gave 30 days notice on my apartment today. So, I mean, I have to get my shit together. And I should have done it months ago. I just didn't feel mentally ready to do that, but it's got to get done.
Well, if I can, I'm going to keep you as in retainer in the future. Not
Yeah,
not
no,
any criminal acts. Not anything about criminal acts, but
good to know. I don't care if you've been charged. I really don't care. You just tell me the facts as you think the police are going to present them to me, and that's all I care about. I'm not interested in the truth. I'm interested in what the facts are as you want them presented. If as a criminal defendant, I mean, my job is to represent the client no matter who they are or what. Now, there may be some limits to what I'm willing to handle, theoretically, but I don't really get into the ethics and the morality. And so when people complain about Voyager and all this other shit, I'm like, all right, well, that sucks, but you should know better, and you're an adult, so oh well. And same goes in life, right? The same goes to any stupid mistakes that I've made. I've made quite a fucking few. But you try to just use that experience to have empathy and compassion for people who need it, and try to be a good steward. But anyway, yeah, I'll take your money if you're naughty, Danny. I'm happy to do that.
well, I try to focus also kind of copyright kind of laws also, or it's more focused based on criminal.
Oh no, I actually, I mean, I know a great deal about fair use and online fair use. There's a lot of online opinions about, for example, there are company, and this is an analog. This is not the same as what you're talking about. But for example, they'll have these takedown notices on eBay every so often, and I have fought a few of those in court, not for my business, but for other people, and I win them because eBay will allow a manufacturer to take down anything, but if it was purchased a certain way, like if it was purchased like third hand or something like that, often they cannot do that. And there's some legal reasoning why, and that excludes medical products, of course, but that's a whole different realm. But yeah, I mean, copyright's different, and I'm familiar with that stuff.
Nice.
I'm also, as you know, familiar with boring property law. But yeah, contracts, commercial law. I don't like all that stuff in a way, but I can do it, and it's not glamorous. It's kind of boring, but it can be important. So it's fine. It's respectable, good, honest April.
So I've got a question for you, Sandra, because when I've had to deal with law issues in the States, we usually get referrals from our lawyers here in Australia, and they'll refer us to wherever. Like, from your previous background, could you do some catch-up calling and just from where you've come from and say, hey, this is where I am, catch up, and this is where I'm going, and just ask for some referrals in that way so you can sort of be pointed in the right direction? Or
No, and the reason I can't do that for the most part is my license is in New Jersey. So it's not like I can call my New Jersey attorney friends or the New Jersey Bar Association and be like, hey, because I can't. I could do that work from Florida if it's like a big products liability case where there's a ton of discovery and the truck backs up beep beep and they dump like literally thousands of pages that I can do.
Yeah, I mean,
um
like, I'm not saying practice within the courts because you need your license, like you said, but there'd be a lot of opportunities where law firms could definitely use your experience to do research and discovery and things like that, where you just get in,
Advisory?
you chipping away a bit, that type of thing, and then
yeah
you can
because
build the consulting and then get your license when it's ready, type thing, or is that just it doesn't get done that way?
I think there's a preference to stay. Like, for example, a Philadelphia law firm might say, if you have a New Jersey license, call us and you'll do things online. They they have a tacit preference to stay within the tri-state area, but are they really going to check? Probably not. So I can probably do that, and I probably will have to. And that's fine. I'm not afraid of hard work. I've worked hard all my life, and that's fine.
So yeah, if you've given 30 days notice on your unit, have you got friends to stay with? If you don't, like,
No,
what's
I
the
don't.
options there?
I have an aunt up in North Florida. Otherwise, I don't know anybody down here. Not a soul.
Yeah, right. So it's the one where you got to pull your finger out, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm down to like, the bare bones. So I'm going to start packing things up tonight and, start getting in the mindset to, throw whatever I need to throw out that I can't put into a car.
So what motivated you to go to Miami? What were you thinking?
I
What
don't
did you
know.
want to try when you were there?
Everybody fucking knows why I'm here. So I'm not going to get into it.
That's cool. I don't know. Just quite curious. That's cool. My bad.
It's
I
all
don't
right.
want to overstep, Sandra.
No, it's all right. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's cool.
Well, I mean, I'm making this space awkward, so I'm going to go.
Alrighty. But if you ever need to chat, like, give us a message, or I'll call in Telegram if you want to talk or anything like that. I've got time. So yeah.
Man, I'd probably also have to go, but nice talking with you all again. And
Yeah.
Web3, get out of the K spaces. No, I'm kidding. Do whatever you want, man.
Who's K? Who's K? Who's the K space?
Oh, guy called Kumar or something.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. I think I've come across him very briefly in some other spaces, but I hear about him. But yeah, like a lot of people are going through some tough times at the moment, right? Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
a lot of shit going down, and people need support. And I just heard Sandra pouring her heart out, and thought I'd come in and have a chat.
Yeah. I hope her well, and she's gonna be good. She's gonna be okay, I'm sure.
Like we all get tired and fatigued and all that sort of stuff, and then everything, the doom and gloom starts to come upon us, pressure down on us. I think we've all been there at times. I love her stories, though. She's such a good storyteller. So I got your email about the voice course. After I've done my chores today, I'm going to reward myself with that and go and get that sorted out.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it.
So you're
And,
taking the course as well?
well, I feel like I've taken the course about 4 or 5 different times.
Okay.
I'm going to be there coordinating the Zoom in the background. So,
Okay, cool.
doing all the screen switching and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think I've done the course about, 4 times? 5 times I've seen them do it. Actually, I
Yeah,
have
right.
all the recordings. Yeah, it's like probably 50 hours to 80 hours of content between those.
Yeah.
Recorded every one.
When you were in that Zoom, were you doing like little snippets of recording while we were in there talking?
I didn't
Or
record the Christian conversation. I did some of bits and pieces of the
yeah,
other one.
because I saw these little notifications popping up, and I was like, so he's up to something in the background here.
Yeah, I was trying to, because depending on which screen you're on your computer, you'll see something different, right? And
Yep.
I know with Christian, like, I think his screen kept changing every time someone came in, right? And he's a voice actor, not an IT person, right? So he was like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. You'll be fine."
Yeah, you got to look after the actors. You got to keep them in their
Yeah,
environment, in their zone, right?
yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah. You ever see people be like, "Where's the slide? I don't see the slide." Oh yeah, find it. No, it's right here. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's right here.
yeah, you don't want to you don't want to end up with a Christian Bale and the Sound
Oh
Man
my
situation.
Can you imagine? That would be really funny if there was like a commercial for the course. Christian yells at Mike. I think that'd be a great class. Yeah,
I'd watch that.
yeah. Angry voice acting coaches. That would be coming up right after Bourne's property law stories with Sandra. Angry voice acting coaches with Christian.
Yeah, yep. No, cool. Hey, Pete, how did your show go the other night? You didn't record it, so I couldn't. Have you hosted a space syndicate space before? Was anyone at that space? Pete's probably busy. So you there? Everyone's gone. I lost everyone.
No, I'm here. Yeah, no, I was there. It's nice seeing other people host spaces. It warms my heart.
Because I saw my messages this morning, and Casey sent me a text saying, "Oi, you up?" And I was like,
Yeah, he sent me that the other day too.
"Oh, okay." So he must have had something going on at that time. It was about 10 p.m. at my time, but I hit the bed early last night. It was a big day. So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I got your email. And Sandra, hope she's okay. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, that was sad. Bless, man.
Yeah, see you, Ryan.
I'm in here grooving to this.
Stay in touch with the people we love.
The group. Oh, actually, I was down the skate park the other day, and these kids were like listening to this.
I know you're thinking about some stuff. Oh, it's on me actually. I have to send you this shit. I think I'm gonna.
What were you saying, Harold?
Oh, we just I was gonna ask you. So, what are you up to? But it's on me to send you something.
Oh, I'm not doing shit. About to go get the boy from school. Vibing on some good music, getting in that zone. I try to stay in that zone. That's why I kind of feel bad for Sandra, because I understand what a Sandra and Melly be right now. That, moving position is so uncomfortable, and I feel like I've been put through that my whole life as a kid, because it wasn't so structured. And I think that's where I got all my language coding. Switch coding. I was raised in the South. I was raised on the East Coast. Raised, in all these different spaces because of uprising or just being uprooted. I meant not uprising. But it's an overwhelming feeling, especially when the flow ain't there and you're not used to, that space, man. But I think that sometimes I'm so blessed from being, traumatized from all that because I know that when that shit starts happening, when you're uprooted and your job and all these things and all these storms come, something great is on the other side of it. There's something fucking way bigger if you have the perceptive eyes to see that shit. And I feel for them right now, but at the same time I'm like, man, I hope the energy we're having in this space is what it's going to be, because I feel this shit like tingling in my fucking back.
Well, like, you know what's possible now, right? You know that there's not much in your way except for yourself,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah. What is my end result? What am I going to get in return in terms of rewards? How might we fail? How have others succeeded? How might we succeed? Now go fucking do something. You know what I mean? And to say, Zach has his way of saying it, and I have my way of saying it. We all have a way of saying it, right? But we know that, if anything, we can be very good at bullshitting ourselves.
Yes, and bullshitting ourselves out of the actual blessing that comes from I guess the chaos, right? And not knowing.
And I used to think I could read myself into being omniscient and all-knowing. I realized that's not the case. I thought there would be this point where I read enough books, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I got to figure it out. No, turns out I don't think I'll ever get there. And I'm not even sure if it's possible to write that book.
Right. I'm feeling that vibe shit, like how to really shut down your shitty emotions, no matter what it is, what the bill is, where the problem's coming from, and finding that like the happiness in whatever you're going through. Like, oh well, I'm glad this is gonna be over soon. I'm glad that I know that now,
Well, I've also I've stopped expecting anything in my life to bring me the joy I thought that achievement could. Right? No matter what I want to see happen, if I make it happen, that's not going to lead me to some pot of gold of happiness the way that other things in life will. You know what I mean? I've experienced things. I've experienced celebrations. It's fun for a little bit. And then you're like, all right, I'm bored again.
Man. So I'm all about this R&B hip hop today, y'all. It's gonna be flavorful today. If y'all hear it, then you hear it. That's what it's about for me. I'm not worrying too much about much. You know what I'm saying? Smoke that alpha and put everybody that needs something in the prayers. Send that up to the universe and the source, and know that shit is all coming. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so question.
Mm.
When you do get this fucking 2 mil, what are you gonna do?
Um, I mean, if it was here today, you do
Yeah. Like if
you do
they're
the
like,
needful, right? Which is take care of the people around you,
right,
right? That's the first step. And then the second step would be to invest in everyone else. Have you ever see that letter from Kobe Bryant to his 18-year-old self?
No, I have not.
No?
No,
Whoa, dude. Look up Kobe
I
Bryant's
wasn't a
letter to
sports
his
guy.
18-year-old. Dude, listen to Kobe Bryant's, or just like look it up. Kobe Bryant's letter to his 18-year-old self. And he says, when you make a lot of money, people are going to ask you for it. And giving people money is sometimes the worst thing you can do for them. If someone asks you for money, don't give them money. Invest in them.
That's it. Like, that's how I feel, honestly, about everything. Like, I feel like, don't feed me fish. Teach me how to fucking catch them. Don't fucking feed me. I don't want to be fed. I want to let the world know I can execute, given the opportunity.
Well, that's why you don't get along with people in spaces, because most people are wishing on that lottery ticket. And I don't think that lottery ticket's coming.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let me,
You got to
let me tell you
pump that
something.
shit up.
I will shoot myself in the head before I buy a lottery ticket. You understand me?
Right. That's
I
big,
don't need
man.
that shit. I don't want it that way.
I know that's right. It's a real way to get it from the mud. And obviously out of the ether of the universe, because what you take for a joke
Oh
is fucking
shit, that's the book.
serious.
That's the book.
It's
Beyond
serious.
positive thinking. That's the book. Beyond positive thinking. There's negative thinking, positive thinking, and right thinking. You don't have to believe in electricity to be electrocuted. You can go to the river of life with a teaspoon and then curse the river of life. But other people might decide to go with a barrel. So either switch out your teaspoon or start sipping. But I think like the number one thing, and I told this to the guy, I said the challenge is that people have never been more disillusioned. That's what you're fighting, is complete disillusionment.
And so there is that level of disillusion. But what level of disillusion do we need to utilize in order to fucking bend our mind into unseeing the shitty reality that our skin tells us exists? The uncomfortable zone. What is the disillusion we have to have in order to make that reality?
I mean, a certain amount of disillusionment is healthy, right? It's called skepticism, right? I think the phrase somebody used was realistic optimism. But at the end of the day, you can do everything right and still fail. It's just a fact of life.
I love the idea that you said, I would fucking love to fail at that. That is the ultimate saying for me. I can't wait to fail at that one. That is the most beautiful thing ever. I cannot fucking wait to fail at everything. Like, I'm gonna fail. Yeah, because I gave it one good hell of a go.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, you're not. There's a lot of loss in success. You know, ask Brad how much money he lost learning how to trade Bitcoin. He'll tell you.
Yes. And he
He'll tell
said,
you.
I did it so you don't have to. But if you lose, it's on you. But I did it so you don't have to. Because if you do it to my level, you're gonna fucking lose. And that's a fact. I don't want to skin my knee that much. But then again, I love a fucking challenge. I'm a fucking hard-headed guy like that.
I mean, one of the things, and it's something I talk to Quinn about a lot, which is learning enough so you can do the important piece is yourself. You know, so you don't have to rely on someone
Right.
because
As my
yeah.
my man put it right here, and I got to roll. Jay-Z just playing right now in the background talking about it's a hard knock life. And sometimes
That
you
was
don't want to
when I
get knocked.
first heard that fucking train track beat. Oh my god!
Yes, it's sick. Matter of fact, let me make sure my son here when we get in
Holy!
the make sure my baby here when we get in the car. Oh my keys. I can't find. Yeah, you know your baby got to hear that when he get in the truck with daddy. You pick him up from school and you're banging Hard Knock Life. You're the fucking man.
It's so funny because like you were playing that, and this is what I'm playing in the background. Where is?
Oh shit! And I
Yeah,
hurt myself out there tonight. And nothing found that shit.
fuck. Yo, I wasn't even uh um uh no worries. Okay. Oh, I just heard back from the IT-harvest guy, so I'm gonna get access to the list,
Nice.
so we can pick that up tomorrow morning. But okay, that's good. It's good. Oh fuck, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Talking
Um,
about that you have the meeting with?
what was, I sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, nothing. I'm rugging. I'm on my way to pick up the kid. I'll holler at you guys
Oh,
later.
nice. Yeah. All right. Is that connected? Come on. Nice. Okay, at least this hard drive is spinning. You know, you plug in the hard drive and you feel for it to spin. And it's like, hey, it's spinning yet. Web two, you know anything about Shingo Levine?
Nuh-uh. Nope. Oh, this is what my dogs listen to all day.
Nice. Okay, so that's that. That's that.
Yeah, we played that kind of music with them ever since they were pups.
Oh wow, it's gorgeous.
Come here, buddy. Come here. There you go. You're just a jealous little turd. Big dogs. Hey, love me.
Man, Dr. Wetzel just posted that he got a Starlink router. So now he can stream in the mountains, this fucking guy.
Yeah, he said, what do you think he was doing? I said, yeah, putting a plug and play internet connection together.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. All right, I'm at the house, dinner time. I'll holler at y'all later.
All right. Where? Why is this not being recognized? Oh, you're not spinning anymore. Try that again. on, hard drive. You can do it. Oh, what's wrong with this hard drive? So I need to
I'm probably getting out of bed. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut this out. All right, I love you guys. Take good use.